we have here. Here we go, yo. Alrighty. We seem to be live. We seem to be rolling. Let's get this bad boy going. Let's get that one going.
The station, Smooth Jazz, free on Amazon Music.
Alexa, off. Took too damn long to turn on. Alrighty. Here, I don't look that bad. Don't look that bad. All right, anyway. Who do we got? Jason, Kavan, Michael, James, Luca, good evening. Gary in DC, Carol, Jason, Juan, Copata, que pasa, amigo? Lyman, Oth, good evening. Sokur, good evening. Our doggy Sky. Okay. Baddies, good evening. Music is life, good evening. Mario, Special K, what's going on? Gabe, hello. Was that Chloe? I saw Chloe, Gabe, Gil, Ra, Gabriel, William, Phil, TW Signal, Angel, Robin the Fever, what's going on? K Van, Abby, what's going on? Kate, good evening, Kate. VJ, Bradley, CK, Mr. Unemployed, back again. Mark, I think freely. MOS, a TER, a J with a double A. Moz is in the house. Gabriel. Joe Necco. Good evening, Joe Necco. Hello. Good evening, everyone. My name is James. This is Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-Minute Trader, where I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week. Now, I'm going to share with you this evening a trading strategy that I came up with for my 9-year-old daughter. Because if you didn't know, if you're new here, then you probably don't know. Okay? In 2008, my 9-year-old daughter says to me, Daddy, what are you doing? Caleb, morning, Joe. Mom boss, Gabriel, CB, what's going on? Hello. So in 2008, my 9-year-old says, Daddy, can you teach me? That's it. Daddy, can you teach me? Who do we have here? Little Bear. What's going on, Little Bear? Jose Martinez. ¿Qué pasa, amigo? ¿Cómo está? Rulus. Good evening, Rulus. All right, so my 9-year-old wanted to learn how to invest in the stock market. 9. Most adults don't understand this, and here I'm supposed to teach a 9-year-old how to do this. Okay, so that being said, let's figure out, how do you create a trading strategy for a 9-year-old? Simple. She's 9. Safe? Yeah, she's 9. Predictable, consistent, and no way for her to lose. That was the strategy that I had to come up with. So along with that, we got 5 rules. 5 rules. Always simple, easy rules. I'm going to blurt them out, and you're going to say, oh, that is just so stupid. It's so simple. It's so easy. Why even say them? They're so simple. Rule number 1. Never buy something you do not want to hold on to long term. Dude, I left this long time ago. Don't do this. So-called trading big guys who are running this chart exactly knows when and where you put money on it. They are waiting for it. Don't waste your money. Funland Adventures. Thank you for that so much. Sakma Deck, what's going on? Good evening. So, for my 9-year-old, 5 rules. Rule number 1, never buy something you don't want to hold on to long term. Rule 2, never sell at a loss. It defeats the purpose of the game. And it is a game if you think about it. Rule 3, make sure the company is consistently profitable. Rule 4, weekly options only. And rule 5, make sure all the numbers work. Now, we're going to get onto each one of these points as the evening progresses. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask away. I will take a look at whatever stocks you want me to take a look at. And just remember, it's only my opinion. That's it. It's an opinion. It's not a fact. It's not a tip. It's not a recommendation. You give me something to look at, I'll run it through the mill, give you my opinion, and that's all it is. Just my opinion. It's not legal advice. I'm not a legal anything. I might be a legal pain in the ass, according to my ex-wife, but other than that, I'm not a legal anything. The only license I have is a license to drive a car or a motorcycle or a boat. That being said, let's get the ball rolling. First one on the list today, TXS is asking me about Bitcoin. Okay, right off the bat, thank you for your encouragement and your input. I don't do any cryptocurrency. Terribly sorry. Okay, now I am going to create my own cryptocurrency, but that's going to be as currency, not trading. I don't trade crypto, but I am going to create my own currency because I don't trust the government and I want to have my own money. Literally, my own money. When I say I have my own money, it's not that I went out and worked for it. I'm actually going to create my own cryptocurrency and I will back it so that I can be able to use it and my children and grandchildren will be able to use it when I'm gone. That being said, first stock on the list today comes from Kvan, and Kvan wants to take a look at Mosaic, M-O-S. Can we say that, Kvan? Are you ready? M-O-S, a T-E-R, a G with a double E. I don't know how many people remember that name. Okay, M-O-S, Mosaic. M-O-S. Interesting. Let me get my little doohickey here. All right, so let's take a quick look at this. Anytime you see me do anything, it's always a 1, 2, 3, A, B, C. Everything for me is one step at a time. It makes it so much easier. Okay, so if you approach a situation the exact same way every single time, it should be relatively easy. We've got a question over here, TXS. SJ stocks spiked 30% today. All right, we'll take a gander at that. Just sit tight. We'll get to it in a second. Trying a different tea tonight. See how well that works. All right, see how it works. Ooh, it feels kind of good. All right, so let's get in. The first one on the list is Mosaic. Now, as I say, I do everything step by step by step. Think about it. You can take a look at anything you do in life, and it's usually step by step. Okay, ask yourself, how do you get to work today? You probably don't even remember. Most people do it automatically. All right, so I'm doing the same thing. I'm looking for 5 things that takes me 3 to 4 seconds. Okay, think about it. How long does it take for you to see exactly what I'm going to point out? I'm going to point out 5 things. Close your eyes. Open them up really quick and see if you can see the same 5 things. Ready? Here we go. Number 1, the high. Number 2, the low. Number 3, where was it a year ago? Number 4, where is it right now? And number 5, what is the year movement in a second or two? Okay, here we go. You ready? Down, up, down, up. That was pretty easy, right? So how long did it take you? Think about it. Close your eyes. 5 things. High, low, was, is, sideways, up, down. Not that difficult, right? Once you do that, it gives you a good idea of what direction the stock is going. So the first part of the year, she basically went sideways, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. So basically the same place she started out 6 months ago. Same spot. They call that sideways. All right, well, from there, she shoots up and finds the high of the year. Well, there it is right there. That's the high of the year. Okay, I get my 5-year-old grandson and say, hey, little buddy, where's the high? And he goes, hey, Papa G, it's right there. Okay, and the low of the year, well, that's right there. Okay, now the motion of where's the stock going? Yeah, that was last year, way over here. This is last year. Okay, 9 months ago, 6 months ago, 3 months ago, today. I just want to look at this area right here. What's happening in the last 30 days? Well, the last 30 days is this month. So what's happening? Well, as we can see, the top's here, she drops down, here's the bottom here, now she's shooting back up again. Well, let's zoom into it a little closer, because what I want to look at specifically is I want to get a good idea of where do I think it's going to go next week, because tomorrow's Friday. I don't buy anything on Friday. I do all my buying on Mondays and Tuesday. So here we are the last 30 days. Here's your top. She dropped, retraced, drops again, retraced, drops again, right there. Bottom right there. 1, 2. 2 days to the upside, right there. 25.55. So next week's, all right, we're not going to look at this week's numbers because it's only 1 day. So next week's, what one we're looking at? 21.50? 25.50. All right, so there is no 25.50, but there is a 25, and that's right there. That's going for 88 cents a share. Okay, we're barely getting our 1% there. I'd rather go for the 26s, because look at the 25s closely. If I buy the 25s, all right, I'm buying 25.69. So I'm losing 69 cents right off the top. And if I'm walking away with 88 on the 25s, you take 69 out of there, you're walking away with 18. Okay, so if I do this one right here, I'm walking away with roughly around 18 cents a share. That's just not going to work for me. So I'm going to bump it up to the 26s, and I'm going to do the 26s. So let's take a gander. Let's do a 26 on Mosaic. Well, I like Mosaic. It's one of those companies that's on my list. Okay, so now when I say it's on my list, okay, it's on the list, and I take a look at it when certain situation happens. 30-day high, 30-day bottom, now she's going up. That's the situation that I'm looking for. So let's take a gander at it. Get rid of this. We're going to do a covered call on the 26s right there. All right. Just one contract. So you guys get a good idea of what one goes for. And once you figure out how much one's going to be, then you can decide whether or not you can do 1, 4, 8, 33, 72, however much money you have to invest in this company if you like this company. That's it. If you like, okay, it's always going to come down to that. Do I like this company? So let's take a look at this order. Buy one covered call, Mosaic, MOS, November 21 November. Okay, that's next Friday. Because tomorrow is Friday, but it's the 14th. Next Friday is the 21st. So this option here, this trade that we're looking at right now, well, it's going to expire next Friday. Not tomorrow, next Friday. Okay. The $26 call option, if I'm buying it at $25.79 or $25.70, okay, I get $89 profit. See, max profit. Cost of trade, including commissions and fees, is $2,500. So let's see what that looks like. For that, we grab out our calculator. Okay, I thought we grabbed out our calculator. And there it is. Okay, so we took the profit in first. To find out the rate of return, we take the profit, 89 bucks, and we divide it by the investment. Cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, $2,500. So what does that come to for the end of the week? Now remember, I'm investing for weekly cash flow, not something very many people do. Now this one is going to get me 3.5%. See that? 3.5. If I like Mosaic, and it's always going to come down to that. Okay, that K-Van, if I like Mosaic. Okay, 3.5%. So we're going to save this one. This could be the first one on the list for today. Okay. This is number one. All right. There it is, right there. And here she is right there. And here we go. There it is, nice and big. Mosaic, 21 November, which is next Friday. The $26 call option against the stock, the profit 89 bucks, the investment 2,500. What does that come to? We already figured it out. It's 3.5. Hold on. Okay. $3.5%. Yay! That's what we found yesterday. This is what we found today. Whoops. All right. There we go. All right. That's the first one for today. Yay. First one today. All right. So let's get back to where we were. K-Van, that was a good one. I like it. I do, I must say. All right. What are we coming up with next? Let's roll through. Luca, good evening. Gary in DC. What's going on? Chris, Jonathan, good evening. Jason, Michael, Ray, Mike with a Y, GMC, good evening. Kim, good evening. James, Craparato. Regra, Jack, what's going on? Spy to Bay. I have no idea what that means. Okay, user 5798. Okay, so over here, SJ wants to take a look. Wait a second. TXS wants to take a look at SJ. What the heck is SJ? SJ. Science Joy Holdings. I'm going to say no to Science Joy Holdings because it has no options. What are we supposed to do with it? Mogo, good evening. Another day. All right, so let's do this. SPY, I'm not even going to entertain that. Totally out of place. But Bay, BAY, no options. Sorry, dude. Nope. Is anything a buy now? Not this time of day. The market's closed. Not yours. Good evening. Uh-oh. Somos Lobos. Lyft, huh? L-Y-F-T? L-Y-F-T. You do realize this thing ain't 20 years old, and hell no, I don't buy at the high. The high was yesterday. Today is first day of pullback. Here's Alex. Good afternoon, Alex, and how are you today? Michael, good evening. Joey, long time, brother. Where have you been? Joey, I'm here every night, dude. Don't know about you. Okay, so Somos Lobos. I already looked at Lyft. Not quite sure what you want me to see other than, here's the bottom right there. She went up, back down, then she went up. Now she's coming back down again. That's what stocks do. They go up. When they're done going up, then they come down until they're done going down. That's basically all there is to it. SJ spiked 30% today. Thank you. TEAD. Okay, Colin, how are you doing today? Okay, TEAD, you say? What the heck is that? TEAD. Teeds Holding. Hell no. Okay, so TXS. Apparently you didn't understand what I said by no monthly options, where it says November, December, February, May. Those are months of the year. Okay, those just don't work for me. Weekly options only. Okay, weekly options only. Okay, yeah, I know I have the options. They have monthlies, and I don't do monthlies because the numbers are horrible. Lee Little, how are you today? Okay, what else do we have over there? Cosmo, what's going on? Fabulous finds by Amy. Good evening, Amy. Fernando Garcia. Mosaic is not a king, champion, or contender. I thought you only buy if there is one of those on one of those lists. All right, Fernando, apparently you weren't listening to what I said. What I said is, if you put it up on the screen, I will take a look at it and I will tell you my opinion. So Mosaic, the numbers worked, and I looked at it for someone else. I didn't say I was buying it. I just said those what the numbers look like. Okay, so what else do we have here? Oh, here we go. I see a death cross Bitcoin, whatever. All right, what do we have? What do we have? Funland Adventures, thank you for that. I already read that, thank you. Sakma, good evening. DJ, good evening. Bill Nye. Okay, Zach, quantum computing stocks seem extremely volatile. Think they're worth it long term, given the direction of AI and supercomputing? Now, Zach, I don't give advice and I don't give tips. If you have a stock, I'll take a look at it and give you my opinion. But here's the thing, Zach. What I'm looking for more than likely is going to be different than what you're looking for. Because what I'm looking for is simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week using a strategy called a covered call. It's simple, it's easy, it's predictable, and I can get in and I can get out, and I really don't have to worry about anything. Okay, so if you're looking for a stock that goes from zero, Kel, to 100 overnight, you're in the wrong place. That's capital appreciation. I'm not looking for that. I'm looking for cash flow. And for cash flow, we use dividend stocks because they're consistent, they're predictable, they do the same thing over and over and over again. When a stock does the same thing over and over and over again, it's easy to find a pattern. It's easy to find a repetitive movement so we can take advantage of it. So if a dividend stock, I'll give you for instance, a dividend stock pays a dividend every 90 days, which is once per quarter. Now, there's 4 quarters in the year. Okay, January, February, March is the first quarter. April, May, June, quarter 2. July, August, September is quarter 3. Okay, October, November, December is the 4th quarter. So we are currently almost halfway through the 4th quarter of the year. So that being said, well, I think it would be nice, or it would be advantageous if I knew what stocks were going to move and when. That's why I use all the stocks that I like. Okay, a stock, you got to find out what stocks you like. That's like step number 2. Okay, step number 1 is getting your mind right. Okay, step number 2 is assembling your arsenal or assembling the stocks that you like to trade with. Now, I don't buy and hold because that's, in my opinion, it's pointless because stocks go up, they go down, they go up, they go down. You can wait a whole year and be in the exact same spot you started from a year ago. What do you get? You get a couple of dividends. Fine. Lovely. What I want is consistency in my cash flow. So I'm looking to do stocks that have weekly options. In a dividend stock, it has a tendency to, see these little green dots? These little green dots represents companies. Each company, different day. Now we look every week. It just so happens that this week there's 10,616 different companies. Now I can't possibly look at all of them, so I narrow down what I'm looking for. And I get 2 criteria, and only 2. Number 1, consistency of profitability. Is the company consistently profitable? And if so, how many years consecutively has this company been profitable? It's a very valid question. Okay, and then rule number 2, weekly options. That's it. 2 rules: consistency of profitability and weekly options. I want to get in, I want to get out. I only want to be there for a week. If you take a look at almost any chart, where are we? Right there. Okay, charts all basically look the same. Okay, down, up, 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 down, up. That's all they do. They go down, they go up, they go down, they go up. So what I did, created a strategy for my 9-year-old to say, this is what we're looking for. These are the companies that we want. Companies that are consistently profitable. You got the dividend kings. Okay, companies that have increased their profits for 5 decades. That's 50 years. 50 years of making more money, year after year after year after year. Okay, so that plus a trading strategy called a covered call. If you don't understand what it is, it's one of the safest strategies there is. It is so safe the federal government actually lets you do it in your IRA. There's a lot of trading strategies you cannot do in your IRA, but a covered call you can. So why is it that I like the covered calls? Because I know exactly what I'm going to make before I even do the trade. Before I even buy anything, I know what my profit's going to be ahead of time. And do I have to keep my eye on it? No. It's a set it, forget it type scenario. Now, don't get me wrong. I do take Don't get old. Everything starts breaking down the older you get. That was not good at all. Holy cow, what was that? Now I have to go through my head, figure out where was I? All right, so dividend stocks have a tendency to do the same thing over and over again, year after year after year after year. So if we're looking at companies that have 2 decades or more, that's 20 years or more of increased profits. Well, why wouldn't you want to have a company that's consistently profitable for 2 decades or more? That's 20 years. That means next year they're going to make more money. The year after that, even more money. So why not? Think about it. Why chase the new shiny object if it's not established, if it's not making a profit? Now I understand, I do, believe me, I understand you younger folks want to go into that higher probability of success type scenario. You know, new company, hey, it could do great. It could. Doesn't mean it's going to. It could do great. And you're absolutely right. It could. You could put your money in it and it could shoot to the moon. 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You've heard it before. If you put $20,000 into this stock 20 years ago, you'd be rich. Sorry, not everybody's around to put $20,000 into everything they think might be a winner in 20 years. It doesn't work that way for me. Okay, the money that I've accumulated in my life, well, now it has to pay my bills. And however much money you think I got, I don't. I have enough to get by comfortably. I have a comfortable living. I make plenty of money just on the 1% that I get on a weekly basis. If you think I make money from this thing, you're dead wrong. Okay, I can tell you 100% clear. I can look you dead in the eyes. I can tell you there's money sitting in my account in TikTok. I have no idea how the hell to get it out. None. And what do I get every night? 2 cents, 5 cents. Big deal. That's not what I'm doing it for. So what I'm doing this for here tonight is to create a video diary for my children and my grandchildren so that when I'm gone in 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, they'll have something to go back and take a look at. And if you think that might be silly, because in 20, 30 years, this information won't be any good, terribly sorry. Stock market's been around for 400 years. Ain't nothing's changed in the last 400 years when it comes to the stock market. You buy a stock, you get a portion of their profits. It's plain and simple. Okay, they invented stock options back in the 1970s. Okay, that's more than 50 years ago. They ain't going anywhere either. So if I buy a stock, sell it to someone else, and get me a nice little profit, and I'm only looking for a small one every single week, well, hey, that works for me. If it works for me, great. So when I'm gone, this will be here for my children and my grandchildren long after I'm gone. Hopefully they'll use it for good. All right, so the reason why I like dividend stocks is because the calendar tells me when they're going to pay their dividend. When a dividend stock goes to pay their dividend, they have a tendency to increase in stock price. And when the stock price goes up, we can make money if we trade it. And how do we trade it? So you can ask hundreds of people, if you knew a stock was going to move at a certain time, what would you do? And about 95% will all say the exact same thing. I'll buy that stock if I knew it was going to go up. No, not me. Because there are other trading strategies you can make more money on the exact same information. And that's what we're here for. Small, tiny bits of data that we have in our favor. If I stack up as much odds and probabilities in my favor, then it just means I'm going to be successful more often. That's plain and simple. Okay? So, what do we have next? All right. Who's next? We cannot see what you see, especially with your videos. Cannot read anything, everything left to right. Thank you there, Roy. Why is everything backwards? Okay, I see death coin. Okay. Put your phone up to the mirror and watch. I love it when people say that. I do. Okay, that's what you do. That's what you get when you reverse the camera. Okay, so don't tell me to reverse the camera if you don't want to see my curtains. Okay, only in URL, replace YouTube with mirror the video while watching live stream to reverse the screen image. John, that's a little bit complicated for me, but okay. Is that an AC signal on the... No, it's not an AC signal on the oscilloscope. I don't even have an oscilloscope. Okay. What else do we have? Oh, check this out. Sonu, scammer, again came to fool some people, believe that he is teaching truth. Thank you for that. First time here, Ike, thank you. Zach, thank you for that. Krisha, okay. For buying a stock, you will check technical charts or something else. Thank you, Krishna. Not quite sure why we're saying that. Good evening, James. Lee, thank you. Plays on the cues. Uh-oh. Somebody wants to take a look at the cues. Now, don't get me wrong. I'll take a look at the cues and I'll give you my opinion. You're not going to like it. Here we go. Okay, so QQQ. Who came up with the cues? Woo. That's your name? Woo? Okay. Now, the reason I don't like the cues, woo, all right, check this out. Now, when I say I'm looking for a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% strategy, I'm looking to buy a stock or an ETF or an indice, whatever, and collect 1% every single week. Now, you do that using what's called a covered call if the company or the entity is profitable. So let's take a gander at the cues. Now, I want to go back 20 years, which would be 2005. Now, I want to see how profitable has this company been in the last 20 years, okay? So, hypothetically speaking, every single number I look at should be higher and higher and higher. Because if a company is going to be more profitable this year than last year, well, this year's number is going to be higher than last year's numbers, as well as last year's numbers can be higher than the previous year's, so on and so forth. You know how it goes. You know, we're counting 1, 2, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 18, higher and higher and higher. Well, let's see what the Qs are doing. Now, I know what they're doing because I've done this many a times. Here we go, 2005. The very first dividend. Okay, June 17th, 2005, 3.5 cents. Okay, it goes from 3.5 to 10. Now, 3.5 to 10, that's a 200% increase. Well, that's awesome, right? 200% increase is awesome. Now, it went from 10 down to 2.9. So we got a 200% increase and a 66% decrease. Okay, so go up, down, 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 up, down, up, down, up. This thing goes down more than it goes up. Why the hell would I want to look at that? But hold on. That's only a little bit. Let's do a little bit more. Okay, 2008. 2008, here we go. 3 cents. 3.4. 2.8, that's down. 4.3, up. 4.9, up. 4.4, down. 4.1, down. 7, up. 5, down. 8, up. 11 up, so on and so forth. This thing is not going up consistently. When I say consistently, look at this. When I say consistently going up, let's take a look at Microsoft all the way back to 2005. Are you ready? 2005, 8, 2006, 9, 2007, 10, 2008, 11, 13, 16, 20, 23, 28, 31, 39, 36, 39, 42, 46, 51, 56, 62, 68, 75, and 83. Did you notice every single year that number got higher and higher and higher and higher? It doesn't do that with the Qs. It doesn't do that with a lot of companies. Okay, we check every single week. This week, there's 10,616 companies. I'm only looking at 300 because there's only 300 that have consistently been profitable for more than 2 decades. Now, I can't possibly buy all 300, but guess what? I can put them in the revolving door or the roller coaster, the merry-go-round, whatever you want to call it. You know, you jump on, get my 1%, jump off, jump onto the next one. It's kind of like the carousel. Remember the carousel at the what do you call it? The fairgrounds or the amusement park. The carousel goes round and round and round, all those horses. The horses go round and round and round, and all you do, you and your buddies, you go from one horse to the next, try to get ahead of the other guy. Well, that's what we're doing here. 300 companies, each one paying a dividend every 90 days. So I jump into one, grab that 1 little percent, and then I jump into the next one. Then I jump into the next. I just jump back and forth. All right, so let's keep on doing this. Rovakan, you're in Turkey. In here, people say US dollar will go into hyperinflation. What do you think about that? Of course it's going to. I'm just trying to prepare myself so that when it does. The Pale Joker. If you had to purchase just one dividend stock and hold it for the next 10 years, which one would that be and why? Can't I have any other more, what do you call those? Parameters? If that's it, just one stock, which one would I do it and why? Well, how would I know what the performance is going to be? And how come I can't go from one to the next to the next? It's very challenging. Thoughts on Intel? Alex wants to take a look at Intel. INTC. Take a look. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Okay, sideways, up, down. That's it. Sideways, up, down. Now it's coming down. The high of the year was right there at 42. Now we're back to 35.90. Okay, so what's the last 30 days look like? Okay, 30 days ago, we're right here. We shot up. There's the 30-day high. Now's your 30-day bottom. Personally, I'm going to wait for this thing to find the new bottom to turn around and go back up. That's my thought. So I'm going to write Intel for next week. Intel INTC for next week. All right, that works. What else we got there, Mr. Alex? All right, we already did Lyft. That was a no. Long time. Got that one. 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 Mosaic. Yep. Got that one. Got that one. Got that one. All these ones. Got that one. Got that. All these questions. Can you please inform us on your trading strategy? Real estate goals. How are you doing today? All right. So give me a couple of seconds. Real estate goals wants to hear this. Damn it. I forgot to do this again. Hold on. I got to, forgot to do this. Streaming. Yeah, I'm supposed to be streaming to other channels. All right, that will sign up pretty quick. All right, so real estate goals. Are you ready? Here we go. YouTube whiteboard stream is off. Thank you, K-Van. Just took care of that. All right, so real estate. Here we go. What we're doing here is we're buying dividend stocks. We're investing in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow using a simple, safe, predictable, consistent 1% per week strategy specifically created for my 9-year-old daughter. Back in 2008, she wanted to know what stocks were doing what, blah, blah, blah. She wanted to learn. Great. So we're investing in dividend stocks just before the EX date and doing a covered call so to be able to get in, get out, get that 1%. That was horrible. That was horrible. But basically, that's all we're doing. We're looking to buy dividend stocks specifically just before the EX date, get the run up into the dividend play, grab your 1%, jump on out, and then move on to the next one. That was still horrible. I did it before, it was easier, but that one was just clunky. Clunky, that's a good word for it. Let's keep on going. Hello, can we please look at Meta? Juan, why are we looking at Meta? Seriously. META. Okay, so we're now at Yahoo Finance. That's what this is right here, Yahoo Finance. Now, Yahoo Finance, I got nothing to do with whatsoever. The numbers on here have nothing to do with me whatsoever, but let's take a look at Meta. Okay? Now, the reason I don't like Meta, Facebook, whatever you want to call it, 2 years, 2024 and 2025. That's it. 2 years of dividends. Two. No thanks. I want 2 decades. That's 20 years. Okay, so no, I won't do Meta because it's not old enough. It's a little juvenile. Do you buy the same stock over if it still looks good? Absolutely. KG4 lull, layoffs. Okay. 15,000. I'm not quite sure what you mean by 15,000 layoffs. Okay, interesting. All right. Mr. Ross, funny thing, the screen is mirrored, so the graph is going down. Okay. Must have a decent amount of product to have 100 shares for covered calls. Not necessarily so. Bricker, there is a big picture horizontal stream on his channel if you want to screen. Thank you, Bricker. Ramsum, MOS only pays a 40 cent, not an 80 cent. You are mistaken. Mosaic current stock price is 25.51. Okay, well, I'm always loving to be corrected. MOS. Okay, so Ramson Shashi. Okay, now I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Okay, Ramsons. This number here, 25.55. That number is the last traded number for this afternoon. Now, the number that you're looking at that you're having a little bit of discrepancy about is this number right here. That's the after hours number. Okay, so yeah, this stock is still trading after hours right now as we speak. But if you don't have access to the secondary market, which I have no desire to be in that whatsoever, then this is the number that you go by. Okay? Now, you also saying that it pays a 40 cents, not 80 cents. Okay? Hold on. If I'm doing the 25, it's paying 88. If I'm doing the 26, it's paying 40. So it depends on what we're talking about, because at 25, it's paying 88 cents a share. But if we're going to do the 26s, that only pays 40 cents a share. Either one of them is still over 1%, which is what I'm looking for, over 1%. Okay? Okay, and Ramson, the number's going to keep changing, because right now it's at 25.67. And you have it at 25.68. NVTS stock was doing well, and then they took $100 million and put away as savings. Can they do that? Yes, they can. Very interesting. Stinks. Verizon. Oh, okay. Diana just joined. Do you talk about covered calls or SoFi? 2 things I'm interested in. So, Diana, yes, I do talk about covered calls, but not on SoFi. Okay, so let me tell you why I don't do SoFi, Miss Diana. Okay, Miss Diana, you see this right here behind me? This is Yahoo Finance. So I'll put SoFi in there for you. Okay, so here's SoFi. Here it comes. Give it a second or two. There it is right there. SoFi Technologies. SoFi, $28.39. So what is it I don't like about SoFi, Miss Diana? There are no dividends in the time period selected. Okay, so Diana, what I do here is I invest in dividend stocks because dividend stocks are predictable and consistent, which means I have a good idea of when they're going to move. And knowing that allows me to jump in, grab a small profit, jump out, and move to the next stock. But I don't do SoFi because the numbers just don't work for me and they don't share their profits. Okay, there's 10,616 companies this week. Next week, the number's going to change. So why would I do SoFi if they're not giving me enough money? Do you know what I mean? You just have a lot of SoFi. Okay, nothing wrong with that whatsoever. Sean, good evening. Sean the Turtle. Nico, hey James, what show we do when it drops really low and it expires tomorrow? Okay, Nico, you got to give me a better example than that because there's a lot of missing pieces of information in that. Ah, dividends. Okay. I just have a lot of SoFi. Yeah, but SoFi doesn't have any dividends. So, Diana, here's the funny thing about SoFi and other stocks just like it. It may be great for what it is you're looking for, but as the stock drops, okay, you're not getting any dividends. You're not getting a share of the profits. They take all the profits, put it back into the company, and what are you getting? You're getting a maybe the stock will be worth more in 5 or 10 years. That's great if you're younger, but I'm retired. So I need income from the money that I have. And SoFi just doesn't deliver. Sorry. Okay, tell me about TJX. Someone wants to know about TJX. TJX. No. Who came up with that one? User 82917172 blah blah blah. TJX 146. Okay, I don't buy at the high of the year. Okay? Here's the low, here's the high, here's where it was. Look at this. Up, down, up, down. Now she's going up. Okay, she's at the high of the year. Why would I want to buy TJX if it's at the high of the year? It doesn't make any sense. Because I'm not going to hope that it goes higher. It's never been there before, so no. Papa Bear, CSCO, Costco. No, wait a minute, Cisco. Sorry, Cisco. Hell no. Another one, high of the year. What the hell am I supposed to do with that? Seriously. NVTS. What the hell is that? NVTS. Navitas Semiconductors. Okay. So I'm kind of curious. Where do you see an opportunity here? 30 days ago, it's around $7. It shoots up to 18, drops back to 7, back up 3 days down. Now we're at 791. It's going down. Now, if you really like it, great. But you ain't going to catch me. It's dropping. I want to find the bottom, turn around, go back up. Then maybe I'll take a look at it if it has enough dividends. I have no idea who this company even is. I have no idea what they even do. BITU, USAR. What the hell is that? USAR. Oh, US Rare Earth. Never heard of this company either. But look, it looks almost the exact same as the one I just saw 2 seconds ago. It was here, it shot up, now it's down here. Why am I buying? Why are you showing something that's dropping? Very interesting. What about Nvidia? Oh my God, don't even talk to me about Nvidia, dude. Mohammed Bada. Nvidia. Seriously? Did you even check the numbers for Nvidia? Ooh, I'm in a good mood today. Let's do this. Nvidia. Let's look at this Nvidia piece of crap. NVDA. Now, I say that because it is a piece of crap, in my humble opinion, if you take a look at strictly at the numbers. So let's do this very slowly for those of you in the back, okay? Nvidia, $186 per share. Let's take a look at the dividend. The dividend for Nvidia, 1 penny. $186 so they can share with you their wealth of 1 penny. Okay, Jake, I just looked at SoFi 2 seconds ago. You're a little bit slow, brother. Okay, SoFi was a no. They have no dividends. The name of the show is Dividend Stock Talk. The name, the big name, Dividend Stock Talk, or Dividend Investing for Weekly Cash Flow. So dividends. SoFi doesn't have any dividends. Hold on, we're going after what is this piece of crap? Nvidia. Okay, so they got a 1 penny dividend. Hold on, I ain't done yet. Oh boy, I ain't done yet with Nvidia. I go through this thing every single week because somebody always, what about Nvidia? Hate to be the bearer of bad news on this. Okay. You ready for this? Revenue per share. Do you understand what the word revenue is? Revenue per share. That's how much money is coming in as opposed to all the stocks they have. So $186 stock, the revenue is $6.76. $6. The stock is 185. The revenue coming in per share is $6. Hold on, it gets worse. Earnings per share, $3. Total cash per share, $2. Book value, $4. Current ratio, $4.21. Do you understand any of that? The book value is basically if the Supreme Court comes out and says you need to divest and pay off all your investors. Well, guess what? You get for your $185, you get $4.11. If this company had to liquidate and pay off all the investors for your $185, you get $4.11. Hate to be the bearer of bad news, but that's just what it is. Now, let me show you a different stock, just for the fun of it. Just for the fun of it. So remember those numbers from Nvidia. The one I'm going to show you is called General Motors. We all know who they are. What is this? Oops, OBS crashed. Oh no, can't have that. Run normal. Okay, start streaming. Uh-oh, could not access. Okay, that's fine. Start streaming anyway. Oh, so we're having issues. Well, no streaming. Oh well, is what it is. Hold on, I'm still working on this Nvidia thing. All right, let's go back to here. Back to where we were. No! All right, there it is. Oh, I was just about ready to do General Motors. Okay, here we are, General Motors. All righty. So, General Motors, okay? Not $185 a share, $71 a share. Hold on, it gets much better. This company's over 100 years old. How old is Nvidia? 20, 30 years old? Okay, so first number I got for you right here. Where is it? There it is, right there. Revenue per share. Revenue per share. $189 per share. Nvidia, $16 per share. $185 per share for Nvidia. They pay a 1 penny dividend. They have a $4 book value. They have a revenue per share at $16. Well, General Motors has an $80. Wait, what was it? $60 per share? Oh, $72. Sorry, $72 per share. Okay, they got revenue of $189 per share. Earnings per share, $5. Okay. Oh. Cash per share, $23. That's way more than Nvidia. Book value, $71. You buy General Motors at $72 per share. What are you getting? You're getting shares of a company that's worth $71 if it's a book value. Now look at Nvidia. It's $185 per share. The actual value of the company is $4 per share. The the revenue for Nvidia is what, $6, $7, something like that. General Motors is $187. The dividends are like 5 times the amount of Nvidia. So why is it people keep buying Nvidia and not General Motors? The numbers are much better. It's a 100-year-old company. They've been around. All right, never mind. SoFi, no, we already looked at that one. Nico. So I did a covered call on Joby at 650, and it went to 1479. All right, Nico. Let's take a look at Joby for a second. Jobi. Now, Nico, I know you've been here a couple of times. Diana, you are retired, but I get it. I need to sell it anyway So I might as well get a premium. Hey, I'm going to agree with you. Okay. What are we looking at on Joby? Okay. J-O-B-I. Oh, J-O-B-Y. Oh, sorry. J-O-B-Y. Interesting. Uh-oh. Drag the puzzle piece, make sure I'm a real boy. There you go. All right, so back to here. J-O-B-Y. J-O-B-Y. There we go. All right, give me a second. It's loading up. Okay, Nico. J-O-B-Y. All righty. Interesting. Okay, JOBY has no dividends, but let's take a look at the historical data for the fun of it. Okay, historical data is right over here. Okay, you get summary, news, research, chart, community statistics, historical data, profile, financial, all that kind of crap. Let's find out. Let's find it. Why isn't that moving? I guess not. Okay, so it's a little congested, not working properly. So I'm kind of curious, Nico, why did you buy Joby? And when did you buy it? You bought it at 1653. All right, last 30 days. Here we go. I'm looking at this for a second, trying to figure out why you bought this, Nico. Okay, here's the high. Drops back up, back down, 1650 right there. Okay, it went up, now it dropped, 1430. Okay, so Nico, I can't give you any opinion whatsoever without seeing everything. When did you buy it? Did you sell a covered call against it? Which one did you sell? Which direction is it going? When did you buy it? There's a lot of missing information. Can you throw... Well, I missed that question. Where was it? Can you throw some recommendations up for us? User 8291917362971. What were your parents thinking when they met you? And when can you throw? Okay, so I don't give recommendations. I don't give tips. I take a look at what you want me to take a look at. So you give me a stock to take a look at. I'll show you what it looks like from my point of view. Now, my point of view is simple, safe, predictable, consistent, 1% per week. That's what I want. So anything you show me, I'm going to look at it as if I was going to buy it. And I'll give you my opinion on what I am doing. Palantir, still bullish? I don't like Palantir. They don't have dividends either. So the name of the show is Dividend Stock Talk. Okay? Investing in dividend stocks for weekly cash flow. And you're asking me about stocks that don't have dividends on them. So what am I supposed to say? Palantir has no dividends. So no. Jake, I love Exxon. I do. All right. So Joby, I have no idea why you did it. It has no dividends. And without seeing everything, I'm kind of clueless as what to say to you. That makes sense? Jake wants to take a look at American Airlines. You say all you want, but American Airlines, that's definitely going up. Okay, here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Up, down, up. That's what she's doing. What's the current price? 1307. The 13 is going for 17. Well, that's more than 1%. Let's take a look at American Airlines. Okay, a year ago, we're at 1419. The high of the year was toward the end of January. Thanks, Edgar. End of January, and that was 1913. Well, from there, we bottomed out the beginning of April at $8.55. Well, from April, it's a nice steady climb. Look at that nice steady climb from April to where we are now. But what I want to see is the last 30 days. Now, there's a reason why I want to look at just the last 30 days. Because the last 30 days gives me a better idea of where do I think it's going to be by next Friday. Is this an opportunity for me to jump in either tomorrow or for Monday? Well, number one, I know who American Airlines is. I know what they do. So let's see what the numbers look like. What are the numbers telling me? Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down. Right here's where we are right now. 1307. The 13s are going for 17. Let's do one on American Airlines. See what it looks like. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of that. Go to there. Go over here to 13. And let's do one at 13. Here we go. By one covered call, American Airlines. 14 November. That's 14 November. We don't want 14 November. We want next week. Because 14 November is tomorrow. There's no time value left there. 21 November. That's what I wanted. Let's try this one more time. By one covered call, AAL, American Airlines, 21 November. This is why I tell people, read it out loud. Because, see, if I didn't read it out loud, I would have made a mistake. Has he read TikTok once? Spider-Man, yes, I go back and forth, Spider-Man. All right, I'm going to come to this one next. All right, let me finish up what I'm doing now. Wow, holy cow, you got a lot of questions over here. How old am I? Oh, my God, really? Did somebody really ask me that question? All right, all the intros right there. Enbridge, who's that? Enbridge, hell no. Enbridge, no dividends. You got money in Encode. No, I have no idea who Encode is. Enbridge, hell no. Oh, Stefan wants to take a look at Bank of America. Sit tight, we'll take a gander at that one. What are we doing over here? Sav, I have TSLL 21. We'll probably try to roll it. Okay, cool. Can get another 100 shares, 16 with blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's cool. What do you think on jumping in lower than my original 20? Okay, Sab, hold that thought. As soon as I'm done with a couple of these, we'll come back to that one. All right. All right, so here we go. By one cover call, American Airlines, 21 November. That's this coming, not tomorrow, but next Friday. The $13 call option. Here's my profit, 32 bucks. Here's my investment, 1,200. Think of it as a weekly cash producing asset. What am I paying for it? 1,200 bucks. Well, this week it's giving me 30 bucks. Not huge, but think about it. If I can get 30 bucks, 20 bucks, 30 bucks, 40 bucks, somewhere in that area every single week for a whole year, and I get to collect the dividends, and I still own the stock, well, sign me up. I'm all for it. 1% a week is over 100, it's over 50% per year. So what is this one offering? Okay, 32.50. 32.50 divided by 12.68. Now, 12.68 only because the cost of the trade, including commissions and fees, is 12.68. Maximum profit, 32.05. Do you remember the beginning of the video where I say I want simple, safe, predictable? Remember that part? Well, when I say predictable, I know exactly what my profit's going to be before I even do the trade. And when I say consistent, well, this is a weekly option. So this company, American Airlines, I can do a trade on this thing every single week, after week, after week, after week, until it hits my target. So if I'm buying it tomorrow morning at 13.07, and my target is 13, how much is that? Well, it's 2.5%. See that? 2.5%. Now, it's always going to come back to that one question that's going to eat at your brain. Okay, a couple of questions, actually. Number one, does it make sense? If I buy it tomorrow morning at 13.07, If I sell it at 13, I'm walking away with only $32. Okay, I get all my money back. That's 2.5% for 1 week. So let's save that one. Let's save it. That's not even a real one. What the hell am I looking at that one for? That's the wrong damn one. All right, well, don't know how the hell that happened, but it did. All right, here it is right there. Okay. American Airlines, 21 November, the $13 call option. What is it costing me? $1,200. What's my profit? 32 bucks. Not a lot, but it's still 2.5%. What was it? 2.56%. Okay. $2.5%. Yeah, we got 2 for today so far. Okay, we got 6 yesterday, 5 the day before, 5 the day before. We're on a roll. Get more than 5 or 6 every single day. So what one did we say we're going to look at next? TSLL. Sav, let's take a look at TSLL. What are we doing here? Uh-oh. Wrong one. All right, so while that's warming up, let's go take a look at, low power mode. Can't have that happening. Can't have that happening. There we go. All righty. So Sav wants to take a look at TSLL. Let's get out of that one. Let's get out of that one. Let's get out of that. Let's go right there. What are we doing down here? Okay, it's not done yet. All right. TSLL. Oh, Sav, I'm going to say no this week. Look at this one, dude. What happened? Okay, hold on. You get TSLL 21. We'll probably try to roll it. You bought another 100 shares at 16.38. Kind of makes sense. Okay, now you lowered it from 21 to 16. Now, Sav, I'm kind of curious. Why didn't you wait for it to stop dropping? Okay, say here's the top here. Now she's dropping. Why'd you jump in here, not wait for it to go lower? If it is going to go lower. Because it could. You never know. Enbridge is a no. AI, 9-year-old stock strategy. Ask about stocks. Why not short and continue in the money? Okay, gold nugget, you're going to have to give me a little bit more detail on that because there's a few missing details to that statement. Why not short and continue in the money? What are we talking about? I need a little bit more information there. Check AES. NVTS is doing well. They took 100. Okay, seen that one. Check AES. To sell covered calls, you need to own the stock. Correct. Absolutely. JDC 1. How many shares of dividend stocks do you need to purchase in order to get a dividend payout? 1. How long do you have to own the stock in order to get the dividend payout? 2 days. Hello, is it possible to implement your strategy if I only have 5,000? Juan, absolutely. Good evening. How about stock called KO? Oh, you mean Coca-Cola? One thing I don't like about Coca-Cola, check this out. The current stock is 71 bucks. The $71 option is going for 30. I don't want the 14th. That's tomorrow. That's not going to do us any good. I want next week. Okay. So the 71 is going for 77, which is 1%, if you like Coca-Cola. But look what's happening to Coca-Cola lately. Okay. She shoots up, pulls back. Here's the bottom right there. She shoots up. Yesterday was the high, and now it's coming back down. Okay, so it went from 67 to 72. That's $5. That's like a what is that? 67 to 72. That's $7. Right? 67, 72. No, that's $5. Right. That's like what, 8%, 7%, something like that? All right, let's get my chair. I got a lot of questions to go through. What are we doing? All right. GNPX. What will its earnings do to price? GNP. What the heck is GNPX? GNPX. Genprex. No options. Sorry, dude. AMD. Advanced Micro Devices. No, I don't buy anything at the high. Do you see that right there? It's the high of the year. Yeah, no, thank you. TLT. Interesting. iShares. Oh, lovely. 14, 21. 1, 4, 6. Huh. Okay, so 89. The 89's going for 79. Okay, do you see that right there? Okay, who came up with this one? TLT. TLT, 89.38. The 89 is going for 79. That's less than 1%. That's a no. Sorry. Joshua, CVX, Chevron. Interesting. 156.96, the 157s. Okay, who came up with CVX? Joshua. I love Chevron. Here we are right here. The 155. Okay, 155.58. So we'll be looking at the 156.97. 157 is going for 80 cents a share. That's less than 0.5%. Why would we want to do that? Okay. So Nvidia gave Intel a boost in business. Thank you. Totally agree. Thank you, DC. Would you consider KRO? What the hell is KRO? Kronos Worldwide. Nope, I don't do monthlies. Who came up with that one? Okay, November, December, February, May. Those are months of the year. That is a no, no, and no. Yes, but Nvidia also produced 4.6 billion in second quarter and grew by 56% from the same period. Not all companies do that. You're absolutely right. They don't do that because most of them only do it once. Okay, because I'm pretty sure Netflix did that at one point. So did eBay do that at one point. So did almost every stock jump up ridiculously huge for 1 year. Okay, Nvidia it's not a dividend stock, so no. James, how you doing? PLTR was a hell no to you yesterday, but today I got 170s. I'll be making a nice 50 plus, and it returns to 180. When it returns to 180. Keen, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. No, Keen, I'm not telling you what to do. Okay, you're asking my opinion. You asked me about PLTR. Well, PLTR doesn't have any dividends, so why would I invest in it? Okay, my assumption is you're probably not retired, so it probably makes sense to you. It just doesn't make sense to me. Thoughts on Apple? Nope, I don't buy at the high of the year. Do you see that? That's the high of the year. Yeah, no, thank you. All right, let's keep on going. James is it. Good evening. Matt, what's going on, Matt? Chase, good evening. Man in the mirror. Female behavior. Ooh, Auntie Shecky, good evening. John, hello. Christian, PKK. What is PKK? Christian, what's PKK? PKK. Preferred plus trust. No options. No, thank you. John, General Electric. I love General Electric. No, not at the high of the year, I don't. Sorry. Ooh, SB 1981 wants to take a look at Kagra. CAG. Oh, now this one looks interesting. Let's take a look at this. Okay, here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this thing. Sideways, down, then up. We're at 1743. The 1750s are going for 25. Not quite 2%, but more than 1.5%. So let's take a look at CAG. Last 30 days. Right there. What do you think? Take a look. Here's a 30-day high, 30-day bottom, where it was, where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up. It's definitely going up. Look where the high of the year, the high of the 30 days is right there. Bottom's right there. We're right here. Get all that space right there to go. Boom. Okay, 1743, the 1750s, 25. Let's take a look at Kagra. See what it says. All right, so let's get rid of this. Change that to that. 1750, there it is right there. Just one contract. At the market, there it is. And here's Johnny. Are you ready? Buy one covered call, CAG, that's Kagra. 21 November, that's this coming Friday. Not tomorrow, but Friday after. 1750 against CAG. Here's my profit, $36, max profit. The investment, total cost, plus what do you call it, commissions and fees, 1714. Let's see what that looks like. Calculator, $36. Divide that 1714. Gives me a grand total of 2.1%. What's wrong with 2.1% for 1 week? Whoops, right there. Here we go. Okay, what do we have here? Okay, 2.1%. There it is. CAG, 21 November, that's next Friday. CAG, the 1750. 36 is the profit, 17 is the investment. What was it? It came to, what was it again? 2.5? 2.1%. Okay. Two, whoops, 2.1%. We got 3 so far today. else do we have? Twisted Pasta. Why do you want to know how old I am? TSLL versus Tesla. TLT, we're looking at that one. Honestly, I think you should at least look at stocks your viewers are interested in. Just help us when we're a lot younger. Keen, I hear what you're saying. And Keen, I'm looking at what you're asking me to look at, unless I've already looked at it today. Okay, we looked at TSLL. We looked at Tesla. Tesla doesn't have any dividends. Yep. Yep, and it used to. Yep, I hear what you're saying. What about Nvidia? I already looked at Nvidia. Nvidia is $185. It pays a 1 penny dividend. It has a $4.11 valuation, book value. That's all it's worth, $4.11. But it's going to cost you $185 to figure that out. Okay, Jake, ExxonMobil. Diana, the name says the 10-minute trader, not dividend stock talk. Yeah, sorry, Diana. The name of the channel, okay, the show is called Dividend Stock Talk. Okay, the 10-minute trader. Okay, so it's Dividend Stock Talk brought to you by the 10-minute trader. Okay, so my daughter, 9 years old, she was the 10-minute trader because it had to be 10 minutes or less. And that was all the information. Okay, simple, safe, predictable, consistent, no way for her to lose. Great, 5 rules. Never buy something you don't want to own or don't know anything about. Number 2, never sell at a loss. Number 3, make sure the company's profitable. Number 4, weekly options only. And number 5, make sure all the numbers work. What am I buying it for? What am I selling it for? What's the premium that I'm collecting? What direction does it look like it's going? What does that mean? What should I do? They're all simple questions. Papa Bear wants to take a look at AbbVie. Let's take a look at AbbVie for Papa Bear. Come see Papa Bear. Here we go. AbbVie. ABBV. ABBV. AbbVie. Ooh. What's going on there? Interesting. Quickly, let's take a look. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up. So it's going up right there. But what happened today? Today looks like it could have stopped going up, and now it's coming back down again. Okay, 30 days ago, down, up, down, up, down, up. What's going here? That's a red day today. And it's the high of the day. High of the week, sorry. So 212 to 240. That's $38. That's more than 13-14% from here. 212 to 240. That's a $38 increase. No, wait a minute, $28 increase. So that's over 10%. That baby's ready to come back down again. All right, what else do we have? In my chair. We're running out of time. Running out of time. Okay. Grant Michael, how are you today? Corey, what's going on? Cliff, good evening. Jeffro, what's happening? Spider-Man, Queen J, hello. What is that company? John, terribly sorry, dude. That's AbbVie that we're looking at now. I'm not quite sure what it was when you were looking. Lopegs, CNQ. What the hell is CNQ? Anybody? CNQ? CNQ? Canadian. That's not going to be what we're looking for. All right. I'm going to say no to CNQ. Who came up with that one? Lopegs. The reason why I'm saying no to CNQ, check this out. The stock price is $32.55. Okay, if I buy that at $32.55 and sell it to somebody else at $32.50, I'm getting 50 cents. That's not that bad. Well, let's check that one out. Look at where we are right there. Hold on, let's do this. Here's the high, here's the low, here's where it was, here's where it is. Look at this. Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, so she's in an upward trend right there. How high can she go before she's done? What do you think? Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look, it's down, up. Yeah. Okay, up. I love when a stock goes up, but what happens when it gets too high? That's the high of the 30-day period right there today. Can it keep going? Well, it went from 29.75 to 32. That's 29 to 32. That's only $4. But still, $4 on a $29 stock, that's 10, 11, 12, 13, about 13%. That is about 13%. Are they going to take profits? Don't know. 32.55 to 32.55 is going for 50 cents. Let's see what that looks like. $32.50. CNQ. CNQ. There we go. Covered call. There it is. The 32.50. No, not December. I want next week's 32.50s. There it is right there. Alrighty. One contract. There it is. There it is. Here we go. Are we ready? Buy one covered call, CNQ, 21 November. That's next week. The 32.50 call option. The stock is currently 32.55. So if I buy it at 32.55, I sell it at 32.50. Who sees that? If I'm buying it at 32.55 and I'm selling it at 32.50, that's less than what I paid for it, but I'm still walking away with a profit. $35, it's cost me $3,200. That's right around, what, that 1.1, 1.2%. Let's find out. Okay, $35 divided by 32.15 gives you a grand total of 1%. I was close, 1.01. See? 1.1%. If you like that company. I'm not going to put it up there. It's only 1%. Let me put it up there. People are going to say, why not? All right, and down there. All right, give it a minute. We'll upload this baby. There it is right there. And it was 1%, 1.1. All right, where is it? Where is it? Right there. Is that right there? There it is. CNQ, 21 November. The 32.50 call option. $35 the profit. $3,200 is the investment. What is it? 1.1%. That's 4. We need one more. We need one more. Who's got one? Who's got a hot one for us? ONEOK. Ugh, I never even heard of that. Let's go back to here. Let's get back to the very beginning where we were. Let's move this over here so we can see what we're doing. And what was that? 1OK. 1OK. Sorry, can't find that symbol. That's going to be a no. Okay, Charlie Invests. We already look at MO. It's going to be a no. I mean, we already looked at it. Sorry. All right, Mike, JEPI, no. AI, dividend stock strategy. Ask about covered calls. There we go. Hercules, Wally World, WMT. Now, we did Wally World earlier during the week. Everything look to me. Everything looked to me. I have no idea what that means. Everything looked to me. Yep, thank you, Diana. AbbVie, we already looked at that one. BMNR. So I did a covered call on Joby. Yep, we already talked about that one. KG4 Love, Verizon. Still have any shareholder value, or is it over? Okay, sit tight. We'll take a look at that in a second. Right now, we'll take a look at Wally World. Okay, high, low, where was it? Where is it? Look at this, up, down, up, down, up. Okay, what's going on there? Okay, she pulled back from the high. Okay, there's your profit taken right there. Now she's bouncing up. What does it look like she's doing? Your 30-day high, 30-day low, up, down, up. We're at 102.54. The 102s are going for 320. The 103s are going for 250. The 104s are going for 205. The 105s are going for 167. Everything's over 1% there. If you like Walmart. Well, we do, because we did Walmart earlier during the week. Okay, it looks like it could be another interesting opportunity, except for what happened today. That big drop today. So I'm not quite sure if you still want to jump into Walmart after that drop. Okay, KG4, Verizon. Oh. What do you think? Here's your 30-day bottom, and she's shooting up, your 30-day top. I don't buy anything at the top. And everyone only gets a pizza party. Yay! Okay. Varbizbin. NBIS. What is NBIS? NBIS. Nebius. Okay. I'm going to say no, only because, check this out. Here's the high here. She drops, retraces, drops again. If you really like it, wait for the bottom to show up. Okay, what else do we have over here? Nvidia earnings tomorrow. Okay, TSLL pays a dividend. Yes, it does. Nvidia earnings on the 19th. Yeah, but Rollis, I don't like Nvidia. Okay? The reason I don't like Nvidia is that 1 penny dividend. What the hell are you going to do that? I think Nvidia is a great investment. All right, Jeff, let me ask you this question. Okay? If the Supreme Court calls and says you got to divest and pay off all your investors and pay off all your debts, what are you getting? Seriously. Think about it clearly. It costs $185 per share to buy Nvidia. The book value is $4.11. So if they have to divest, you get $4.11. And think about it this way. What does Nvidia do? They make chips for artificial intelligence. Who are they going up against? Okay, they're going up against Tesla, which they get a shit ton of money. They do. Then they're also going up against China. It's not a city, it's not a state, it's a freaking country. They're also going up against India. Again, not a city, not a state, a country. Every country, well, I shouldn't say every, a lot of countries are trying to be the best at the AI thing. Trying to be the best at the chip makers. Too much competition, in my humble opinion. Okay? And they're competing with Tesla. Well, Tesla not only makes chips, or not, they don't make chips. What do they do? They do a lot of shit. But here's the thing. They're on the cutting edge of what do you call that? AI. So they are going to be competing with Tesla. No, Tesla doesn't have just the robotics and just AI going for it. It's got so much more. I definitely wouldn't want to compete with a giant like them. And they have terrible dividends on Nvidia. All right, let's keep on going. Yep, Sav, I got that one. All right. Yep, got that one too. NBiz got that one, got that one. All right, let's keep on taking these questions for Gil. Yep. That's all we are getting at Verizon. Okay. Oh, 40. All right. KG4LUL. You bought Microsoft in 97. Cool. Gabriel, how do you plug specific stocks into Thinkorswim calendar? Oh, Gabriel, that's an easy one. You ready? Gabriel, you ready? Here we go. First thing you want to do, come up to the top left hand corner. See where it says watch list? Right next to watch list is this little square here. You click on that little square and this drop down window pops up. Okay, towards the bottom of the drop down window says create a watch list. So if I create a watch list, this window pops up. Now I can put whatever I want into this little square right here. So let's put in whatever we want. It's going to look something like this. You ready? You're going to love this one. Ready, Gabriel? Watch this. There's my name right there. See it? All right. Then after you put whatever name you want to put in there, come down here. You have two choices. You can add symbols one at a time, or you can import a list on a CSV file, comma separated value. Okay, so you can import the list, or you can do them one at a time. Let's import a few of them. So we're going to click right here, add symbol, pops up right there. Okay, so let's put in a couple of symbols. You ready? Now, I'm not going to do a lot of work here. I'm going to make it as easy. I'm going to use just the down arrow on my keyboard. So I'm going to put in the letter T. I'm going to hit the down arrow, and there you go. It's right there. F, down arrow, D, down arrow, double D, M, S, F, T, DELL, INTC. What else do we got? Oh, Home Depot, HD, Harley Davidson, HOG. Or what else? Lowe's, Procter and Gamble, Philip Morris, Macy's, Kohl's. Okay, you can add however many symbols you want. You can add them one at a time, or you can just import the list. Once you do that, you click on import. Okay, sorry. Okay. Oh no! Damn it! I hit the wrong button. I hate hitting the wrong button. Okay. Then I want to hit save. Why isn't that saving? The name is too long. That's what it was. Now I'm going to hit the save button. Okay, after you do that, the name I had was too long. Okay, after you import your stocks, hit the save button. Okay, now come on over to the watch list right here. To the calendar. You click on this little symbol right there. Personal, because it's a personal list I just created. There it is right there. That's the one I just did. There you go. That's how you do it. Okay, Gabriel? So now what I'm going to do, Gabriel, I'm going to go back over here. Click that. Come all the way down to the bottom where it says delete. And then I'm going to delete that one I just did because I don't really need it. And yes. Alrighty, hopefully that answered that question. Now, we have some more questions. What else do we have here? All right, consistency, BMNR. Why the hell are we looking at that thing? BMNR. Bitmine. Okay. Now, BMNR. BMNR. So let's see how often has BMNR increased its dividends, and do they even have any? Oh, and here it comes. There it is right there. Come on. Historical prices. I want to look at the dividends. And it's taking too damn long. All right. I'm not going to do it. All right, so here we go. BMNR, she's dropping like a rock. Look at it. Drop, 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 drop. And you got one bottom there. She went up. She pulled back down again. No. Just doesn't look that perfect. Not that perfect yet. 55 messages. Holy cow. Friendo, is the economy worse now or in 2008? It depends on how you look at it, actually, because it depends on where you are. You know, where were you in 2008 and where are you now? Now, 2008, my family was still living together. Now we're not. So, not so good. Okay, user 6834, SCHD, hell no. Check out the profits on SCHD. See what you think. Come on, why can't I see these? Historical prices, come on. And dividends only. No, look at that. BMNR has no dividend, so why are we looking at it? SCHD? SCHD. Well, let's take a look. User 6834, blah, 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 blah. Okay. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. Now touch me, babe. Why isn't it loading? Why isn't it loading? I don't like SCHD because the dividends just ain't there. Uh-oh, Adam, AES. Sir, could you take a look at VXLV? Why are we looking at XLV? All right, so here we go for SCHD. Who came up with this one? Who came up with SCHD? I don't know. Well, let's go back as far back as we can go with SCHD. And we only go back as far as 2011. Not quite 20 years. But let's check out what the dividends look like. Okay, 2011, 4 cents. 4.6, that's 8, that's up. 6.8, that's higher. 6.9, that's higher. 8.6, that's higher. 6.6, that's lower. Higher, 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 lower, higher, lower. Higher, lower, higher, lower, lower. Higher, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, higher. Higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, lower, higher, higher. Lower, lower, higher, higher, lower, higher, 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 lower. Do you see it goes down more than it goes up, or goes down the same amount of time it goes up? It's just not consistently profitable. Why would I do that? Subash wants to take a look at XLV. Now I'm going to say, what the hell is XLV? XLV. We'll put it into Yahoo Finance. Here we go. Healthcare Select Sector SPR Fund XLV. Here's the dividends: 23, 22, 21, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 11. Again, not 20 years. All right, well, let's keep on going. 18.8, lower, higher, 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 lower. 21, 22, 20, 22, 23, 26, 20, 26, 26, 30, 23, 28, 27, 30, 27, 30, 30, 33, 30, 31, 36, 38, 34, 39, 38. Okay, same thing. Not consistently profitable. Going up, going down, going up, going down. You guys can do whatever you want. You ask me to take a look at this stock, and if it's not profitable, why the hell are we looking at it? Why the hell are you thinking about it? So Adam wants to take a look at AES. AES. Okay, Adam, here we go. Unfortunately, Adam, this baby's coming down. Look at this. Here's the high, here's the low. Up, down, up, down, up, down. It's coming down at the moment, Adam. Sorry, dude. Wait a little bit longer. Spider-Man, has he read TikTok once? Rocket Lab, I'm dying this week. Wrigley Train, Rocket Lab, huh? RKLB. Everybody's happy when things are going up. They're not so happy when things are going down. So who came up with Rocket Lab? Okay, Wrigley Train. Let me ask you a question. Okay, seriously, here's a question from you. Here's the high of the year. Here's the low of the year. Here's where it was. Here's what it is. It went up, it went down. It went up, it went down. It went up, it went down. Okay, where did you jump in? Why didn't you jump out? Hold on. Let's take a look at the dividends for Rocket Lab. RKLB. Well, just for the fun of it. Okay, Wrigley Train, you want Rocket Lab? Here it is right there. Rocket Lab, there are no dividends in the time period. No dividends at all. Why am I looking at it? You want to buy Rocket Labs, more power to you. No dividends, no thank you. I only do dividend stocks specifically because I know when a dividend stock is going to move, it has a tendency to go up. So Rocket Lab, if you don't know when it's going to move, why the hell would you be buying it? Okay, what is that telling you? Okay. See, I have no idea how you do your trading. I don't. Seriously, I don't. I have no idea how you trade. Now, I trade A, B, C, 1, 2, 3. I look at this, this, and this, and it's always the exact same, week after week after week. Okay? So, if I'm looking at Rocket Lab, what am I looking at? What indicator do I use to tell me this is the right time to buy? Without the dividend to tell me when the stock usually moves, well, how do I know when Rocket Lab is going to move? Okay, look at your last couple of weeks. Or more than like this, okay? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down. But it's still going down. Okay, why did you jump in at all? Edgar, thank you for that. AI stocks, blah, 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 GM and Nvidia. Analysis, okay, ask about, yeah, no, that ain't happening. I said Roblox. Mercury, thoughts on NVO? I actually have some NVO. So look at NV. Oh, no. What happened here? Here's your last 30 days. Up, down. Now she's going back up. What happened today? What a bummer. 49.16. Coming back today. I thought that was going to be a good opportunity. J. Edgar, good evening. Spider-Man, Ford. What's going on with Ford? Take a look at this. The high, the low, where was it? Where is it? Down, up, down, up. Okay. 1328, the 1350s are going for 13, just barely 1% if you like Ford. If you like Ford. It's just one of those things, you know, do I like it? Yes or no? And I do like Ford. There we go. Let's go back to where we were. Okay, so Mac wants to take a look at Disney. DIS. Ooh, ouch. Did you see what happened today? Here's the high. Here's the low. Yesterday was the high. Today, big gap down and a new 30-day bottom. So me personally, okay, you got a Disney call 1128. Why? Why? Okay, so I'm looking at Disney. What kind of a play do I see here? All right, so I'm going to write this down for next week only because I like Disney. With a gap down like that, more than likely, they're going to have some kind of retracement next week. That's a good idea. EWH, please. Levi, how are you today? EWH. Hell no. Okay, Levi, I don't do monthlies. November, December, March, June. Yeah, no. Jason, we already looked at Altria, but thank you. Apple user, STFGX. STFGX. Hell no. There's no options. How the hell are we supposed to make money on a weekly basis? Hey, Mickey, what's going on? Spider-Man, we looked at that one. Okay, Charlie, we already looked at Altria. Trend, Johnson & Johnson. No, I don't do the high of the year. Just doesn't make sense. The high of the year is today, Johnson & Johnson. What's your thinking? If you're at the high of the year, what are you thinking? Going higher? Okay, TQQQ, I don't even want to get into that one. Interesting. TQQQ. Let's see how profitable TQQQ is. It's probably going to be the exact same as everything else we just looked at under the Qs. Okay, right there, all the way back. See, this thing only goes back to 2014. Okay, but it's missing 2016, 2017, 2020, 2021. It's missing quite a bit. Well, let's take a look at the numbers. What is that? 7 millions, 4 millions, 1 penny, half a penny, 1/7 of a penny, 9, 15, 12, 13, 22, 21, 28, 23. Hell no. Who came up with TQ? Yeah, no. BITX, what is that? BITX. Well, let's find out. Easy. Easy tool. Whoa, Bitcoin ETF BITX. Okay, dude, this thing's only 2 years old. May 2024 is the very first. Only 2 years old. Why would I, 61 years old, want to buy something that's only 2 years old? Where's the safety factor? Where's the consistency? Where's the historical performance? I'm going to say no. Look at this, 96, 85, down, 68, down, 62, down, 58, down, 57, down, 9 cents? Are you kidding me? She goes from 96 cents to 9, and you think that's good? Nope. Nope. We already did Ford. Andre, LYB. What the hell is LYB? LYB. Let's see what those dividends look like. Leiden Bessel Industries, LYB, $45. We're looking for the dividends. Okay, 23, 22, 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12, 11. Not quite 20 years, but goes from $4.75 to a quarter. Explain to me why the dividend was $4.75 and then it dropped down to 25. Not $25, 25 cents. $4.75 and it drops down to 25. 40, 40, 315, 40, 50, 50, 60, 60, 70, 70, 70, 78, 85, 90, $1, $1.05, $1.13, $1.19, $1.25, $1.34, $1.37. Okay, so it's coming up in the tail end. LYB, what does that say? Monthly, oh, come on, I don't do monthlies, no. Who came up, LYB? Sorry, Andre, no. BITX, what the hell is that? BITX. 2X Bitcoin, yeah, no. And it's dropping like a rock. Now, Pfizer, PFE. Interesting. Ask me this. We're here at 24. Now we're at 26. Why am I buying at the high? Explain that one to me. Okay, doesn't make any sense buying at the high. Centauri, BRKB. Isn't that Berkshire Hathaway? BRKB. BRKB. I spelled it right. BRKB. Okay, can't find that symbol. BRKB, can't find it. Sorry, dude. George, UTI. Urinary tract infection, huh, Georgie? I don't do monthlies. The numbers just don't work. Sorry, George. Come on, I got to find one more. We got 4. We need one more. Paul Riley. Yes, I know. Riley doesn't pay dividends anymore. Does that mean we don't want to look at it? Is that what that means? Ugh, yuck. Down, up, down, up, down. Yep. Nope, not today. What else do we have? All right, we looked at that. We looked at that. We looked at that. Mercury, NVO, we looked at that. Hector, we saw that already. Travis, thank you. Hey, 86 is in the house. Mark, Corteva. Mark, explain to me what Corteva is, and I need a ticker symbol. Okay, Lennar in the house. TSLY. TSLY. Okay, TSLY is a monthly. No, thank you. I don't do monthlies. They just don't work for me. I gotta start saying that because people get offended that they just don't work. They just don't work for me. For me, they don't work for me. All right, so Dow. Here we go. Here's the high. Here's the low. Here's where it was. Here's where it is. Look at this. Down, up, down, up. What's going on? It's right here. What's going on right there? 23.11. The 23 is going for 72. Oh, hell yeah. That looks good. Let's try that one. Dow. Let's look at the last 30 days. Well, there you go. Check it out. Okay, down, up, down, up, down. Here's the bottom right there. 1, 2, 3. There it is right there. 23.11. Let's do the 23s. This could be it. Could be. All righty. Covered call. The 23.50s right there. One contract at the market. Here we go. Give me a little bit of tea. That looks pretty interesting, doesn't it? All right. Buy one covered call of Dow, 21 November. The 23.50 call option, 87 is the profit, 2,200 is the investment. Come on, I got a feeling this is going to be a good one. It's got to be at least 4%. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, calculator. 87 is the profit. The investment is 2263. Comes to a grand total of 3.4. I was close. 3.4. 3.8%. That's close to 4, 3.8, isn't it? And I think this is number 5 for the night. It is, it's number 5. Good, we're done. We are done. I found 5 of them. Here we go. All right. Dow, 21 November, 2350 call option on Dow. 87 is the profit. The investment, 2,200, and it comes to 3.8%. 3.8. What's wrong with that? I love that one. All right, so let's get rid of that. Damn it. What did I do? Come on. There it is, right there. And here we go, right there. Whoops, damn it. 3.8%. All right, so we have our 5 for today. Let's do a quick rundown. For those you got a piece of paper, pencil, let's do this really quick. Sunday night. Sunday, we found 3M, UPS, Starbucks, Colgate-Palmolive, Apache, Harley-Davidson. Monday, we found VFC, NNE, and 3 times, NNE, and TSLL. Okay, Tuesday, Pepsi, ConocoPhillips, Altria, Levi's, AT&T, Walmart. That was for Wednesday. And this one is Thursday or last night. What was this? This was Nokia, Moderna, Nike, Campbell's Soup. Whoops. Ford. We found Ford last night. CNQ, LNG, Target. And what did we find tonight? Tonight we found Mosaic, American Airlines, Kagra, CNQ again, and then Dow. Oops. And here we go. That's the whole week. Right there. So for those of you who don't believe you get 1% every single week, well, we got 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. We got 25 companies that I found within the time frame that I was with you guys each night. Okay, fine. I like dividend stocks, specifically those dividend stocks that consistently increase their profits year after year after year. I want to jump in. I want to jump out. I want to collect just that tiny little 1% and be on my merry way. So it is now 10 past 11. I usually quit at 11. Let me see how many questions we got left. See if we can breeze through these quick. Bit2, we did Dow a little while ago. Sean J, thank you. Johnny Boy, what's going on? If you own the stock on the date of record, but get your call exercise on who gets the dividend. You have to own the stock on the day prior to the EX date. Yeah, you got to buy it before the EX date and past the date of record. Okay, thank you for that, 86. Pepe, what's going on? Okay, Easy Tool. We looked at BITX. It was a no. Okay, New Jersey, 78. We'll take a look at University of New Hampshire tomorrow. Ed, Advanced Auto Parts. I'll have to take a look at it later. Martha, LONQ. We'll have to take a look at it next time. Frederick, how are you doing today? Hashir, good evening. Danny Ball, what's going on? Onyx, how are you? D Money, is there any scanner you could scan for dividend stocks that have weekly options that pay 1% premium? I honestly don't know that answer, D Money. There could be. Thoughts on Rigetti Spaghetti? We can take a look at that one later. RGTI. We look at that one already. Mr. Wisdom, good evening. Mike-adelic. PLTR, we already looked at that one. He just laughed like Elmer Fudd. That's funny. AI stocks, thank you very much. Wilberth, how are you today? Okay, Spider-Man, we already looked at Ford. Isn't A Al? No, A is L. Is A Alcoa? No, I mean A is Alcoa. What is just A? That's a good question. Allegiant? Is that what it is? No, can't be Allegiant. Anybody know what A is? A, just plain A. Allegiant. No. Agilent? That's a weird name. Agilent. It's a no, by the way. Whoever came up with just A. Oops, it's not even on there. Okay. Agent. Agilent. I have no idea what that means. All right. CVS. We'll take a look at that one later. Antito. Good evening. Good evening. Good evening. Torres. Good evening. Farmman. Good evening. Sky High. Good evening. Manuel. Good evening. Mystic Dragon. Hello. Brian. How are you? AI. Good evening. JFM. Hello. Asif. ADM. Advanced. Wait a minute. ADM is Archer Daniel Midland. Ooh, that's a good one. Pre-law flipper. I am late today. Sorry. Bit made it, sir. Okay, that works. Yep, I'm done for the night though, so I'm getting ready to say goodbye to everyone. I just want to see if what kind of questions I'm missing out here on. Good evening, Farmman, Alcoa. Yes, it does. SOXS. Yep, that's gonna be no. BMY. Is that Bristol Myers Squibb? Gotta love that one. Leal Earn. Eli Lilly. I'll take a look at it later. Mystic Dragon. Kroger. Next time. Pfizer. In 100 years has never cured one disease. Imagine that. Yet they still make drugs. That's funny. Can I apply same concept in UK? You probably can. I'm pretty sure in the UK you can only exercise options on the day of expiration. Okay, so Mark Cotiva, you got to give me the ticker symbol. Do you do Eli? Okay, Leal Earn 3. Okay, Eli Lilly is out of my price range. Is it LLY? LLY. Okay, so something about a stock that's $1,000 doesn't really thrill me. Papa Todd, I love Macy's. I actually have some. Subwoo, what site is that you're using? Sorry for asking again. I'm very ignorant and trying to learn. Okay, Subwoo, this is not a website. It's actually a trading platform where you actually buy and sell stocks. It's called Think or Swim, and it's owned by Charles Schwab. Okay, Franklin, how are you? Jake, how are you doing? General Motors went down like $1 during the AOA crash. Yes, I'm aware of that. Bit2, Nvidia has a stock earnings next week. You got it. One. Does Verizon have a chance, or is it shareholder value gone? That I don't know. We'll take a look at it anyway. Charlie invests. Charlie, I saw you a second ago. Where did it go? I've been commenting on your other channel. Can you look at Altria? Okay, Charlie, we already looked at Altria earlier. Okay, I think it was one of the first stocks we looked at today. Josh, we looked at General Electric today. Real estate goals. Joby is automated flying taxis, but could be upcoming. Yeah, no. It hasn't been around for 20 years yet and has no dividends as far as I know. Lemonade, if you get a stock at a low price, why not do a longer covered call to maximize your return? Okay, see, Lemonade, I love it when you say maximize your return. I'm not looking to maximize anything. I'm looking for consistency and predictability. So if I can get 1% every single week, that works for me. Okay, Liam Barron. Hi, what was the purpose of the math formula you have in the board and how does it work? Uh-oh. Yeah, all right. Fire around EQT, Halliburton, KMI, UGI, and Boyle. Thank you, Samson. Liam Barron. All right. Leaves me barren. Oh, leaves me barren. Okay, hold on a second. I'm going to tell you what that math problem was in a second. All right, so Lemonade, hope you understand that. When you say maximize your return, I don't want to maximize my return. I want my return to be consistent and predictable. Bit2, we already looked at Dow a little while ago. American Express. Alex, we'll take a look at it next time. Let's keep any more questions. Yep, American Express. Do you buy the stocks and immediately put a covered call on it? Absolutely. Exact same time. Jake, are you just curious about the last 30 days instead of the same time period last year? Okay, see the same, Jake, the same time period last year. Okay, Jake, you ready? Jake, look at this. Eli Lilly. Here's where we are right now. Last year, same time frame, we were going down. So no, I don't look at the same time period last year. I look at the last 30 days. Because the last 30 days, which is right here, gives me a better idea of where do I think the stock is going next. That's what I want to know. Now, some of you guys, or a lot of you guys, probably buy and hold for the long term. Well, my idea is long term is only 30 days. So I get my little 1%, 2%, and then I'm out. And then I move on to the next company. Thank you for that, Aaron. That was nice of you. What else do we have over here? We already looked at Ford. Cliff is a no. We've already done that one before. Bull markets are born on pessimism, grow on skepticism, mature on optimism, and die on euphoria. TikTok, thank you for that. And do you sell it at the money? When it makes sense. It's always, hey, simply me, it's always going to be a numbers game. What did I buy it for? What did I sell? Where is it at now? Where does it look like it's going? What should I do next? Okay, user 829191, new. Do you only do dividend stocks? Yeah, because, user 829191, the reason why I do dividend stocks only is because they're predictable and they're consistent. That means they do the same things year after year after year. So if I know when the stock is going to move predictably, it makes everything for me much easier. At what delta? Oh, you are new. Okay, so when I say I created a trading strategy for a 9-year-old, you're expecting my 9-year-old to know something about the Greeks? I'm going to say no. So who asked about that equation? Where is it? Whoops. You mean that equation? That equation is the Black-Scholes pricing methodology for standardized options. So you want to know how they come up with the pricing? There's the equation right there. How they come up with the prices for the stock options. Yeah, have fun trying to figure that out. Me, I'm just looking at it simply. Let's go back here for a second. Okay, this is what I do for the stock options. First, I gotta go back to here. Back to there. Let's find a different stock like Macy's. Why not? Macy's. Okay, so Macy's at this moment in time. So rather than look at that huge mathematical equation, the stock is at $20. What's 1% of $20? 2. 20 cents. See? $20, 20 cents. So the 20 is going for 63. That's over 3%. If I'm looking for 1% every single week, I don't need to look at that mathematical equation. I just do the math in my head. If the stock is at $20, 1% of $20 is 20 cents. So the $20 option is selling for 63 cents. Now, I know we all know that if 1% is 20, 60 cents is 30, is 3%, sorry. So I don't use that. It's just simple. Remigulus, how are you today? St. Martin, you're welcome. All right, so we're done there. And we're done there. And over here, I think Nvidia is a great investment. Good for you. Invert your screen. Tori, you want me to invert the screen? There you go. And what do you think, Tori? You like that? Invert your screen. That's what it looks like. I'm holding and got it when it was 112. Good for you. Nvidia is dipping. Good time to get in. Oh, hell no. 230 target price for Nvidia. Yep, you have fun with that one. You look like the guy who sunk the submarine Titan. Thank you. How'd you know that was me? Would you consider KRO? No idea who that is. I guess you didn't see the market take a bump today, did you? No, Dave, I don't pay. See, you may think I sit in front of my computer and do this crap all day. No, I didn't turn my computer on until 5 minutes of 9. Okay, I'm on. Now, when I say, hey, this is James from Dividend Stock Talk, brought to you by the 10-minute trader. The 10-minute trader was for a reason. It takes me less than 10 minutes to do my whole account. What did I buy it for? What did I sell? What's it at now? Where's it going? What does that mean? What should I do? That all takes me less than 30 seconds for each and every single position that I have. If I have, Hertz. If I have Hertz, what did I buy it for? What strike price did I sell against it? Because I do the exact same trade for every single stock that I have. So I'm always buying a stock, selling an option against it. So Hertz, great. What did I buy it for? What did I sell against it? How much did I collect? Where is it at now? Where does it look like it's going? I just did that explanation in less than 10 seconds. So I look at the chart. It's simple. High, low. Where was it? Where is it? Where is it going? It's not that difficult. Adults have a tendency to make this more complicated than it needs to be. So no, I don't put as much thought into it as you may think that I do. Because in 2008, when my 9-year-old daughter says, Daddy, can you teach me? The 5 rules were very simple. Never buy something you don't want to own long term. I love Macy's. Never sell at a loss. If I can help it, I ain't going to do it. Make sure the company's consistently profitable. Okay. 4, weekly options only. Okay, that works. And 5, make sure all the numbers work. What did I buy it for? What did I sell? Where's it going? What does it look like? What should I do? Simple, simple, simple. Okay, it's called the 10-minute trader for a reason. Get in, get out, move along with your day. Money is only one small, minor obstacle in your life. And it's the one thing that's easily to come by. Okay, what you don't have is time. Do I want to sit in front of my computer? Hell no. I want to get in. I want to make my trades. I want to get on with my day. That being said, we're calling it a day. We're going to do this all again next week. You guys have a great day, and we'll see you next time around. Okay, you guys over here, remember, tomorrow, 2:30. You guys over here, have a lovely day. Bye, bye, bye. All right, Remigulus, going to get just, whoa. Thanks, it's good. Just wake up now. Hello from Sweden. Hey. All righty, Sweden. You guys have a great day over there. We are done, done, done. Oh, what's a new fan club? Interesting. You can allow your fans in the fan club to post highlights from their live. And okay, turn it on. Why not? Okay, cool. Now we are done and done. Come on. Done means it's time. Oh, look at that. I made 1 penny. Yay. That's funny. All right, done.